Doing, Heidi, huh? You on duty? On duty? You should be sleeping by now. Come on. Oh. Heidi, stop! Stop, Heidi. Alright, go for a walk. The fiber man, fix our wire. Get up there and put it on top of the papaya tree again. Yeah, guys, I'll tell you what. They don't even seem to be able to agree on what strength that earthquake was yesterday. The big one. Was it 7.6? Was it 7.8? Was it 8.2? 8.1? They were all over the map on how strong that earthquake was. But it did do some damage. Not here. Not to our house. Quite a few deaths involved too. Shoddy construction? What do you think? Now I got my own opinions on that. Got my own opinions on that. We've been having aftershocks for the last 24 hours, that's for sure. Lynn's phone was gone off about every hour. Morning. About every hour last night. Hey. I'll tell you one thing though, these Philippine YouTubers certainly provide with the content. Even more so since I've been back. I'm starting to see because I had to reset the TV. So all my favorites and everything were gone when I got back. So now I'm getting all these new feeds in there. Along with the usual suspects. Right there, that's where the water was just going over the canal banks. And those short videos I posted that the neighbor provided over there. Probably I would say the water level is probably up a foot and a half. Wasn't all the way to the top though, but it was sloshing back and forth over the canal. But just going back on about all these new AI videos. I'm just, like I said, they've always been there. But they always have the same plot. My life savings was taken by my girlfriend, my wife. Things nobody ever talks about in the Philippines. What? We hear it every day. We see these videos every day. Like I said, the same loop over and over again, walking through the streets of some city. And going on for 35, 40 minutes about I was living here and my job was HVAC and I had a company for 25 years, and then it was all my money was stolen when I got to the Philippines. I watched the one guy, he said he had what, $850,000 saved before he came over here, and then he started investing in condos to flip them. Yeah, right. This ain't the US, dummy. Like I said, you don't know if it's true. I'd say 95% of the AI videos out there are complete fakes. It's the same story over and over and over again. How they all got swindled by the wife, by bad investments. How about this? Don't make investments. And like I said, it's the real vloggers, let me get that straight there. Hey. Let me get that straight because, I don't want to be called out for saying bloggers with a B instead of a V. Oh my gosh. Well, like I said, now you can barely believe 60% of those, 70%, and the AI generated scripts and talks and fake voices, fake voice overlays over a city walk video. You know, you probably believe 5% of those, maybe, if at all. And people sit there and listen to that stuff, man. They said I didn't watch AI videos until just getting back. Yeah, and you can't believe them. It's always just watch them. Watch one, you watch them all. It's the same story. How I lost 150,000. How I lost my life savings. How I lost 250,000. How I lost 850,000. I watched a video yesterday, and I can't tell if these guys, it's a young couple, something Jessica with a Y. They're from the US, I believe, but I can't tell if they're full-time travelers or actually living here in the Philippines. And I really don't want to find out. But they put a video out there, 28 minute video on this guy getting a $1 haircut. But here's the rub, guys. Here's the rub. They said it 50 times in the video that they were getting a $1 haircut. But the haircut was 120 pesos. So at least $2. Plus he gave him a 300 peso tip. So, why do you keep repeating? It's a $1 haircut. I mean, even up to the end. Even up to the end of the video. Mr. Duckies. Duck, 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 duck. But yeah, $1 video. 28 minutes, guys. I'm sitting there fast forwarding. How can he do that? And if y'all ever gotten that haircut over here. Yeah, but if you've gotten that haircut over here, and it's usually, in our town, usually 80 pesos, and I ended up going to the expensive barber and paying 150, actually 200 with tip, on Sunday because it was day before school starting, so all the cheap barbers were were fully packed, and I'm glad I did spend the extra dollar, guys, because it's the first time I've ever gotten a good flat top here. But yeah, guys, and guess what? I lost out on that 30 minutes of content. 30 minutes of content I missed out on, guys. Hey. So if I was back in Japan or back in the US getting my hair cut on a military base, you know, it wouldn't take 30 minutes to get a haircut, or 20 minutes like it does here for some reason. I don't know if it's the longer they're cutting your hair, the better you think it is. Don't know. But man, they take their time, especially and when you're in an un-air-conditioned space for the haircut and they just got a fan going, man, it can be uncomfortable after about 20 minutes. Sweating your butt off underneath that smock. Yeah, another late start today, guys. Wasn't gonna walk, but like I said, I got too much content to put out with all the rest of these videos that I'm catching up on. Here's one I'm watching this morning. The backwoods expatriate who's back in Missouri or somewhere in the Midwest. He's flipping a house back there, and he's having all kinds of problems with his house in Mindanao that he can't, you know, he's getting angry as he's walking around, and there's a big huge guy. As he's walking around the inside of the house, he's flipping and doing circles in the house for 25 minutes, showing us all the progress he's making there. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Like, just walking around in circles, dude. Take a breath, dude. Looks like you're dying there. You're dying doing circles in the... Look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's just doing the stare down. What's going on over at the school? They got the carabao plowing the field over there. Hopefully on recess and it's not an earthquake. Because they didn't shut down the schools here yesterday. They just made all the students go outside. The guy's talking about the problems with the well, and he can't find a plumber. How many times have I said that, guys? Get a plumber in your Rolodex over here. If you find a good one, you do what you can to keep them. Do what you can to keep them.
Hello.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
And then I tell you guys, they make me funny. They make me laugh. Morning. And it's the first time I've watched another guy's videos here. He's been making them for a couple years as he travels back. Island Expats. Have you ever heard the term more money than sense? More money than sense. But I'm laughing because I'm watching, you know, he just purchased a house. And he spent $100,000 on this house, and then he's having all these renovations done to it. Because the house, a brand new house that sat empty for 3 years. Like, why do these guys get involved in these purchases, guys? Especially in a gated community. One of these cheap contracting firms that build these houses, and I won't use the name because I don't want to get sued by them, because I have such a big channel. Yeah. But you know who I'm talking about. There's pretty much every contractor over here. And what are you going to get from that? You're going to get the cheapest materials.
Oh, wow. Hi,
Hey, good morning. Hi.
vloggers. You
Yeah.
are vloggers?
Yes, ma'am. The shoddy construction they're using. This guy had all kinds of problems done with this house that he purchased for 108,000 US dollars. 108,000. Hey, good morning. And it's a small house on a small lot, built with the cheapest construction materials around. It required weeks just to get ready for his move-in, and still got a week with numerous problems to solve before he has to head back to the US. And he brought a brand new Ford Ranger diesel turbo. Let me make sure I get that in. I like to see this truck after 2 years, after it's all scarred up, wrecked, dents all over the place, like you typically see over here. Yeah, good with luck with that. More money than sense, guys. And he's not even living here full time yet. Hasn't even retired here yet. And he bought the wife a $108,000 house and doing all these renovations to it. And the lots in that entire neighborhood look like crap.
What? That's a friend. My friend, that's a friend.
But yeah, guys, it's hard to believe. Hard to wrap your head around how much money some of these expats can spend over here. Especially on someone. And you wonder how these stories come about with getting ripped off. Called suckers. Sucker born every minute. Who's that? W.C. Fields? The sucker born every minute. And another thing that caught my eye about this guy, like I said, I saw him a couple years ago, before I retired. Never got into watching him too much because he's always talking about other Philippines vloggers and rating the top 5 and the top 10 and all that, all those stupid videos. His favorite. But he does a video about daily life over here. It's like from 4 months ago. His daily life. Let me do a stop again. Same spot as yesterday. See the caribou way off out there. You probably can't see it. Nice cool breeze blowing now. There was no breeze blowing earlier, so this is an added bonus. An added bonus. But yeah, this guy's doing a daily life video, and him and his girlfriend or wife, I don't even know which one yet, they're going out to the gym. And if you see this guy, he's about 80, 90 pounds obese. And if this is daily life, I think you would have seen a noticeable change in the 4 months since he put that video out. Most people that big, and if they go on a diet and go to the gym every day, they would have lost 50 pounds by now. But not this guy. Not this guy. So was it content driven? I'll go to the gym one day and and do a video about it because it's content. Yeah. That's my belief anyway. My opinion. Maybe his wife goes every day. But look at, if you look at this video, like I said, it's from 4 months ago, and it's something about daily life. But at the 8:35 mark, you'll see another expat in that video getting off a machine. My God, this guy must have weighed 400 pounds. He had a stomach out to here. It was crazy. Good thing that guy is in the gym. Hopefully if he goes to the gym every day, he's lost 40 pounds. But this guy was even bigger than the expat doing the video. Then these clowns, single at 40 or whatever, doing their podcast. They're doing they're what number 50 some? They're in their 50s on number of podcasts they've doing, and coming to the Philippines every 3 or 4 months. Partying like big dogs. I don't know if it's a thing to grow their channel or what, but they're not doing such a good job of that. I don't think they're getting nearly the kind of views they thought they were going to get with their Joe Rogan podcast there. And I'm just going to make this comment, because they're one of their latest videos. I'm sorry, not video, podcast. Let me get that right. It's a podcast. They're talking about all the hate they got from Facebook when they were talking about the Koreans owning everything on Walking Street now. And how much, people were crying racism because there's a lot of Korean restaurants, bars in the Angeles area that, don't cater to any foreigners other than Koreans and maybe Japanese. So they were taking a lot of heat for saying they like the Koreans and they like Korean barbecue. Look at this baby cow. That's not a very big cow to have a baby either. Maybe that's the mother. I don't know. Don't know. Not a cattleman. Let me get that right. I'm not a cattleman. But they were taking all kinds of Facebook heat, and they were reading the comments off to the viewers. And I'll just say this, guys. These are guys that admittedly have never been to Korea. Never once. And have never seen they say that the white Americans are systemic racists. And I'll just say that leaving Korea for Japan was one of the best days of my life after being in Korea for 2 years. Because you do experience racism over there. And most importantly, bad kimchi smells. I lived on like the 22nd floor. I can't even remember which floor I was on, but it was way up there. And there was only 2 apartments per floor. And every morning going to work, having to take that elevator down. Or coming home and taking that elevator up. Man, Beautiful, beautiful apartments. But that kimchi smell, man. That kimchi smell. You don't get over that. And no matter whatever restaurant you go to, it's always on the table. Not a fan. You see what happens to the expat vloggers on Walking Street, passing by the Korean bars. It ain't pretty sometimes. Which is why It's My Life doesn't do that anymore. And there's several others who've been accosted, especially at nighttime. All except for Honey Bunny, because he secretly records. Secretly records. And then we got another preacher man. Another preacher man giving us all that dating advice and all other kinds of advice. It's old Bob on the balcony. Bob sitting on his balcony, watching the traffic roll by. Nothing wrong with that. I sit outside my house all the time too. I just don't give the advice. Not interested in doing that sort of stuff. Because I don't need the YouTube money. Not like I believe Craigo does. And I saw Smooth Lee at a food court in Cebu. I had to go out and ask him if he ran into Craig there. Food court Craig. Get back, see if he provided a response yet. Wasn't the IT Park food court, was it? Cause it happened to Craig again, guys. 2 expats. A homeless French guy. And here's the rub on this one, guys. He's supposed to be a homeless French guy, and Craigo wanted to give him 100 pesos so he could get home. Wait, Craigo, homeless? Homeless people don't usually have homes. So where are you going to send them to? But the guy told him to F you. He just wanted beer money. I said, none of these stories by Craigo have ever been validated. Except for the fact where he's seen reaching out to that Philippines life and cornering him in the IT food court, IT Park food court, when he first got back to the Philippines. That one was fully documented by Craigo. Because Craigo had a few too many. And Craigo always says, I only had 2 beers, but I wasn't drunk. Yet he interacts with so many people. Usually reaching out to them from what I've seen in the video. he claims to have been alligator hunting in the in Florida. Obviously, Craigo doesn't know how easy it is to Google hunting regulations for gators in Florida on Google. Because he's saying he shot a gator. Well, it's against the law unless you got a bang stick? And you need permits and licenses, state licenses and tags. All this stuff that Craigo denies needing. Like, okay, Craigo, your stories don't add up, guy. is the same guy that got back from Philippines the last time, flew into New York City, then went to visit his buddy in New Jersey, then hopped on a bus from New Jersey down to Miami, Florida. You know who does that, guys? Broke people. Broke people take buses. Who is he trying to kid? $3 to $5 million in assets. As he said, he was pointing out some of the many lies that Craigo has spun us in the last year. When I was picking on him about living in his mommy's basement in Florida, he come back, no, this is my house. It's my house. It's my house. 50 times. And then he claims he's living in a rented condo in Florida because he hates to pay rent. Hates to pay rent. And for some reason, he claims that he's not paying rent right now, and I get it. He's staying in a hotel. He doesn't consider that rent. What? That's not considered rent, but you don't want to move into a condo because you don't want to pay rent? Something wrong with that picture. Something wrong with that picture, Craigo. Doing a deep dive in the Craigo today. And then he says he's moving out to Mactan, moving out to Lapu, or however you say it, Lapu. Then he's got this other Park Regency hotel or condo or something. But he's still in the hotel. Why, Craigo? Yep, stay back there, buddy. Stay back. Something about Craigo's stories don't add up. The more he talks, the more lies he exposes. Just like they all do. Just like they all do. But Craigo hates all these white expats. I love them. I love them all, each and every one. They get me through my walks, provide me with content every day. What can be better than that? Like I said, I got a whole new crop of content. What's up, buddy? Where you heading to? Huh? Where you heading to? All the dogs already in the AC. Already in the AC. I already moved my bike back too.